Hi everybody, Frankie D. I received a few emails and questions online asking if I can explain if I was doing anything before Elvis. Well, to start off, yes, I was doing something before Elvis. I actually had a rock band. It was a punk rock band back in the 80s called Next Round, and there was 5 of us, and I got some recordings of those I've never released. I even wrote some of my own stuff, which I've never released back in the 90s. I got my own, I wrote my own songs and my own music. But getting back to how I got into being an Elvis tribute artist was a very funny situation. When I was a kid, I really liked watching the cowboys and Indian movies, and I always dressed up on Halloween as a cowboy and Indian. So I bugged my parents on my birthday to buy me a set of guns with a holster, with caps, you know, and a cowboy hat. Well, my parents says, okay, we'll see what we could do. Well, they were out shopping one night, and my mom entered a store, and there was all kinds of stuff, and there was also a collection of LPs, albums. Yes, albums. So on the cover of this one album was a picture of a cowboy. My mother, not knowing who the face belonged to, you know, she says, well, he might like this because I know he likes music, and plus I know he likes cowboys, so this will do both. We'll buy him this album. There's a picture of a cowboy on this album, and he likes the music. Maybe you'll like the music that's inside. Well, not knowing what she just did, she brought it home, and guess what the album was? Let me show you what the album was. This is the album that my mom brought me home. It was the Elvis Presley Flaming Star album. Yes, and this started it all right here. Once I started listening to this album, I fell for it. I mean, I became an Elvis fan. I became hooked. And that's my second copy of that album. The first one I wore it completely out. This is my second copy. I had to buy another one. But that's what started it all. Then from there, you know, I mean, I like this music, and I listened to some interviews, and I followed Elvis, and I really got hooked on him as a fan. And so I started listening to some of the tributes and some of the documentaries, and I found out that in the 70s, Elvis wasn't really too happy at the late 70s. So it wasn't really my era. I started doing the 70s Elvis back in 2004 at my first Elvis festival. But before that, let me show you what I was into. After the Flaming Star album that my mom and parents bought me, I started getting into these. For this one here, for instance. This was as a gift to me from my fiancée. And I'll never forget it. This is Elvis Presley's gold record #1. This is a fabulous album. This is a fabulous album. You must have this in your collection because it's a fabulous. If you're an Elvis fan, you gotta have this in your collection. This is a fabulous album, and I love this album. And not only that, but she got me a really good one. She got me one that is actually gold. Well, it's not really gold. It's just a yellow vinyl, but I wish it was gold. But that was my second copy. That was my second Elvis album. I listened to every one of those, and that's my second copy because I wore the first one. I always cherish this album, and I'll never forget her because of this album. She was a wonderful girl. It's too bad it didn't work out. My second album that I purchased, was this one here. I believe this is the beginnings of early hard rock, because if you listen to this stuff, the band that Elvis had back then, Scotty Moore and Bill Black and DJ Fontana, this album was fantastic. They had some great musicians playing all these albums. All these albums have great musicians playing on. But this was my third album, and I love this album. This is also my second copy. You can see it's still in the plastic, brand new. Let me show you another one. This was Elvis Presley's gold record #3. Every song in this album is great. And the thing with Elvis is not one song is the same. Every song is different. And I love this album. This album was one of my favorites. Now this is the 60s. I know a lot of people criticize the 60s because of the movies, but you know, some of those movies were really good, and some of those movies really had some good songs in them. And that was a happy time in Elvis's life. According to all the documentaries that I've seen, he wasn't happy with the movies, but it was a happy time in his life. And the music reflects that, and that's what I like to reflect. I like to reflect a happy time in Elvis's life. The late 70s, you know, the 75, 74, I think it started in '74 when Elvis started going downhill, and he wasn't happy, you know. And you could see what happened in 1977. But this was my fourth, and my last album that I listened to constantly was this one here, Elvis Presley's Gold Record #4. Everyone on this album, every song on this album is fantastic. There's some rare stuff on here too, but if you have a chance to get this album, listen to it. It's a fantastic album. All these albums I love very much. Some of them I had to get copies. I had to make 2 copies because I wore out the first ones. But that's how it all started for me. I mean, what can I say? That's all I got. There is one more album I forgot to mention. There's this one right here, Elvis in Hollywood. Great album. This was given to me as a gift, but I don't remember who gave it to me as a gift. It was a couple of years ago. Great album with 20 great hits from some of Elvis's movies, some of Elvis's movie songs. Good album, and I'm so happy that it's part of my collection. But, for now, this is a beautiful day, beautiful evening, and it's September 2017, and we didn't have a lot of summer this year, but we are getting it now, and we have a great weekend coming up. It's supposed to be really sunny, really beautiful, and I say thank you to all of you guys, and thank you for your support, and take care.